we will solve some problems from motion in a straight line. So, the first problem, a body traveling with uniform acceleration covers a distance of 25 meters in each second and 33 meters in 12th second. So, find the distance it covers in the 15th second they are asking. So, this is the displacement in the nth second, that is fourth equation of motion. X mth is given by V naught plus A of n minus half. Remember students, in PU board the instruction is, if you see the question paper, the first instruction will be never solve a problem without writing the relevant formula. That means a formula solved without writing relevant formula carries no marks. If you solve this problem without writing this formula, even if you get the final answer, you will get only 0 marks for this 5 marks question. That is why please remember, whenever you are starting any problem, first you need to write the corresponding formula. But in some cases, some students have a habit of writing the data given. Here, let me write the data. So, 25 meters in 8th second, that is x 8th is given as 25 meters, and 33 meters in 12th second, that is x 12th is given as 33 meters. So, this is the data, and they are asking us to find out the distance that it covers in the 15th second. X 15th is question mark. So, this is the data and this is the formula. Now, how to solve this problem? First, we do not know the initial velocity, and it is given that it is having uniform acceleration. So, we do not know this value also. So, let me submit this value, x 8th is equal V naught plus A into this is 8 minus half. What is this x 8 given? So, let me take directly this as 25. Similarly, take the second one, the displacement in the 12th second is 33, this is V naught plus A into this is 12th second 12 minus half. Now, you can see this one, V naught both are there, both are positive. Now, subtract these two equations. Now, V naught and V naught minus V naught get cancelled. This is 25 minus 33, which is equal to minus 8. Here A is common, so this you can write this minus this, that is A into 8 minus half, that is 7 and half, or 8 to 16 minus 1. This is 15 by 2 minus, this is 12 to 24 minus 1, 23 by 2. So, here I got this value. So, based on this one I can find out the acceleration of this body here. So, acceleration is given by minus 8 is equal to A of, take LCM, this is 8, 15 minus 23, this is also minus 8. So, you can cancel minus 8 and minus 8 here. The acceleration is 2 meter per second square. A is equal to 2 meter per second square. But I need to find out the displacement in the 15th second. To find this one I got A value. Now, I need to find out the initial velocity of this body. So, how to find the initial velocity? You can substitute this A value either in this equation 1 or equation 2. So, let me take equation 1. So, 25 is equal V naught plus 2 into 8 minus half, that is 15 by 2, 2 to get cancelled. So, 25 is equal to V naught plus 15, if you bring this one, V naught is equal to 10 meter per second. I got the initial velocity, I got the acceleration. Now, I need displacement in the 15th second by using this formula. So, displacement in the 15th second is given by V naught plus A into n minus half is the formula. V naught just now I got 10, A is equal to 2, this is 15 minus half. So, this is 10 plus 2 into this is 30 minus 1, 29 by 2, that cancels, and this will be 10 plus 29. So, this is 39 meters. This is the displacement of the body in the 15th second. Problem number 2. A bullet is fired with a velocity 300 meter per second into a wooden plank of thickness 4 centimeter. Find the retardation produced by the plank given that the bullet emerges with a velocity of 100 meters. So, here in the solution, first let me draw the diagram here. So, this is a wooden plank. So, a bullet is entering into this wooden plank. What is the initial velocity of this one while entering into wooden plank? This is 300. So, the thickness of this wooden plank is 4 centimeter given, thickness is 4 centimeters. So, while emerging out from the other side, the same bullet, already I told you, when you are denoting the same body, first thick one, then dotted one. So, this is a dotted one. So, here the velocity, the final velocity is found to be 100 meter per second. They are asking what is the retardation. Why it is retardation? Because here velocity decreased from 300 meter per second to 100 meter. Whenever velocity decreasing, that is a negative acceleration, we call it as retardation. Here what are the data here? So, let me write the initial velocity is equal to 300 meter per second, the final velocity 100 meter per second, and the displacement of this bullet inside this plank is 4 centimeter. So, the displacement is 4 centimeter. This is 4 into 10 power minus 2 meter. When we are solving a problem, please see that all these values are in the SI unit only. Centimeter, millimeter, whatever it may be, you have to convert that into SI unit of length, that is meter. So, now this conversion is very important. Some students are making mistake only here only, they are not converting this centimeter into meter. So, be careful at this. Now, I need to find out the acceleration. Actually, it is a retardation, but no problem. That means I am going to get the negative acceleration here. So, what is the formula that will connect all these four? So, we have four equations of motion in motion in a straight line. V is equal to V naught plus at, x is equal to V naught t plus half at square, v square minus V naught square is equal to 2ax, and x nth is equal to V naught plus a into n minus half. So, in that we can use this formula V square minus V naught square is equal to 2ax. So, this is the formula. I am telling once again, never solve a numerical problem without writing the relevant formula. So, now V square minus V naught square is equal to 2ax. The final velocity is 100 square. The initial velocity is 300 square. This is 2a into 4 centimeter. That is in 4 centimeter can be written as 4 into 1 2 meters. So, this is a 10 square whole square, that is 10 power 4 minus 3 square is 9 into 10 power 4, which is gone by 2 4s are 8 into 10 power minus 2a. So, here 10 power 4 is common, 10 power 4 1 minus 9 is equal 8 into 10 power minus 2 into a. So, this is 10 power 4 into minus 8 is equal 8 into 10 power minus 2 into a. 8 get cancelled. If 10 power minus 2 comes this side, it will become 10 power plus 2. So, this is 10 power 4, already minus is there, into 10 power 2 is equal to acceleration. So, what is the acceleration here? Minus of 10 power 6 meter per second square. And one more point I want to tell you, after solving this problem, while writing the final expression, if it is negative, keep negative sign here. If it is positive, no need to indicate that sign, because positive remains as positive only. But if you forget to write this unit, this problem, let us say this is for 5 marks, after drawing this diagram, after writing this data, after writing this formula, and after substitution and calculation finally, if you write only minus 10 power 6, you will get 4 out of 5. But if you write meter per second square, then you will get 5 out of 5. That means unit is compulsory. The problem number 3, a body projected vertically up with an initial velocity of 19.6. The solution, first write the data. What is the initial velocity? This is 19.6 meter per second square. So, only that initial velocity is given. Now, they are asked to find out the maximum height which it rises, the time it takes to fall onto the ground, the time it takes to be at a height of 14.7. So, first point, let me take the maximum height we are denoted with h max. So, which is given by formula V naught square by 2g. So, now substitute this one, 19.6 whole square by 2 into 9.8. If a small g wheel is not given, then we need to consider small g as 9.8. But in some particular problems, in some cases, they will give small g as 10 meter per second square, then our calculation will become easy. So, here this will be 19.6 into 19.6 by, this is also 19.6, this is cancelled. So, the maximum height reached by this body is 19.6 meters. Now, the second problem here, the time it takes to fall onto the ground. Here, the time it takes to fall onto the ground. So, that means, whenever a body is thrown, here if this body is thrown upwards, it will reach the maximum height, then it falls down. So, what is the total time taken by this body to reach the ground? This is nothing but time of ascent plus time of descent. So, they are asking time of flight, which is given by 2 v naught by g. So, this is 2 into what is the initial velocity? 19.6 by g is 9.8. These two get cancels. This is 4 seconds. So, it will take 4 seconds to reach the ground. Now, see the third one, very, very important. This is the time it takes to be at a height of 14.7. So, here what is the maximum height? 19.6. So, this is the ground level, this is the ground level, and this is a 19.6 meters. So, if it is 0, 10 meters, 15, this is 19.6. When this body will be at 14.7 meters, if you see this diagram, while going up, this body is at 14.7 at a time t1, and while coming back, the same body will reach that same point at a time t2. That means, this body will reach that 14.7 meter at 2 different times. One is while going up, second one is while coming down. That means, we need to find out both t1 as well as t2. So, here from here to here, let us say displacement is given as x 14.7, let me take it as x. So, x is equal to, when it is thrown up, v naught t plus half into minus g t square. What is x? This is 14.7, v naught given 19.6 into t minus half into 9.8 into t square. This is 4.9. So, bring this one this side, this will be 4.9 t square minus 19.6 plus 14.7 is 0. You can see this one, this is 4.9, this is 19.6 and this is 14.7. These three are divisible by 4.9 itself. So, divide with 4.9. So, this will become t square. 19.6 by 4.9 will be 40. 14.7 by 4.9, this is 3. So, this is the quadratic equation. So, you know how to find the roots of this equation, which is given by t square minus 3t minus t. If you add these two, you will get minus 4t. If you multiply these two, you will get plus 3. So, this is 0. So, this is t of t minus 3 minus 1 of t minus 3. So, the roots are 3 and 1. This is 0. So, when t is equal to 1 second, it will be height of 14.7 while going up, and similarly t is equal to 3 seconds while falling down. In the fourth problem, a body is projected vertically up with a velocity 19.6 from the top of a tower of height 24.5 meters. Find the time that this body takes to fall onto the ground. So, first in the solution, let me take one tower. So, this is a tower. The height of this tower is 24.5 meters. So, this is in meters. From the top of this tower, a body is thrown vertically upwards. So, it is not thrown from the ground level, this is the ground level. So, body is thrown from here, it is going up. So, afterwards it reaches the maximum height, then it falls freely under gravity. So, this is the diagram for the motion of this body. So, this point, let me take this as A, this point as B, this point as C, this point as D. So, what is the total displacement of this body? Total displacement is the final position minus initial position. Final position is D, initial position is J. So, this is let me take this distance x, and this is a height of the tower h. So, the displacement is given by, first let me try it, displacement, that is x bar. Let me take displacement x bar. Here, while going up, let us say from here to here, if it is x, this is also x only, and from here to here this is h, and this is also x. Now, as displacement is a vector, you take a b as a positive, because it is along positive y axis, and this is a negative, this is a negative. So, what is the total displacement here? So, you have to add all these, that is a b plus a b bar, that is one vector, b c bar another vector, c d bar. While adding, while calculating the distance, signs are not required, but while adding these displacement, we need to substitute with the sign. So, what is a b value? X. What is b c value? Minus x. What is c d value? Minus h. These two get cancelled. So, the net displacement is, because body thrown upwards, while it is falling down. So, the direction has changed. That is why the displacement is here minus h. Now, I am going to write that equation, x is equal to v naught t plus half a t square, but here the net displacement is minus h is equal v naught t minus half g t square. Why minus? Initially body was thrown upwards, that is why the initial direction has to be considered here. Now, what is this minus h? H is equal to 24.5, minus h is minus 24.5 is equal, the initial velocity is 19.6 into t minus, this is half into 9.8 t square, this can be cancelled with 4.9. So, once again you can divide this with divide with 4.9. So, this will be 24.5 by 4.9, this is minus 5. This will be 19.6 by 4.9, 4t. This is 4.9 by 4.9, that is t square. So, we got a quadratic equation which you can write t square minus 4t minus 5 is equal to 0. So, how to write this equation? This you can write t square minus 5t plus t, which is equal to minus 4t. Product of these two is minus 5 is equal to 0. So, t of t minus 5 plus 1 of t minus 5 is equal to 0. So, now this will be t minus 5 into t plus 1 is equal to 0. So, t can be 5 seconds or t can be minus 1 second. Remember students, time cannot be negative. So, starting point itself, the starting time, the observation time itself is taken as 0 here. So, that is why this cannot be negative, time cannot be negative. So, that is why after 5 seconds the body is going to reach the ground. Fifth problem, a body dropped from a height of 100 meters from the, and at the same time the second body is projected vertically up with at a point from the ground with a velocity of 50 meter per second. When and where the two bodies will meet? In PUC, I solved a similar problem with different data. So, here while teaching the concept of time of ascent and time of descent, so here this is a tower of height 100 meters. First body is dropped freely, so initial velocity will be 0. At the same time, second body is thrown vertically upwards with a velocity this is 50 meter per second. So, it is coming down, it is going up, and somewhere these two going to meet, and when and where. When means we need to find time, where means the height of this point from the ground. So, you can solve this problem by using the problem that we solved in the PUC class. So, this is for your homework. Problem number 6. A ball is dropped from a height of 90 meters onto a floor. At each collision with the floor, the ball loses 1/10 of its speed. Now, plot the speed time graph, that is velocity time graph or speed time graph of its motion between 0 to 12 seconds. Now, first of all, let me draw the diagram here. So, this is a ball, it is falling from a height of 90 meters. So, here the velocity is 0. For any freely falling body, initial velocity will be 0. So, here the velocity, let us say V1. But after striking this ground, while going up after rebounding the velocity, let me take it as v2, this is it is losing 1/10 of its velocity, that is v1 minus v1 by 10. So, you can write this as 9v by 10. So, while striking the ground velocity v1, while rebounding velocity is 9v1 by 10. Once again it will reach some maximum height and then it will once again falls down with velocity v3 here and rebounds. So, like this this motion continues, but I need to show this in a speed time graph. Now, in the first journey, that is in the first case, while the first body is falling down, what is the time taken by this body to strike the ground? Now, we can write time is equal to root over 2 h max by g. So, this is 2 h max by g. So, this is the maximum height from which it is falling. So, you can write this as root over 2 into h max 19. Here, you take small g as 10 in this problem. So, this is small g 10. So, this is root 18 seconds. So, it will take root 18 seconds to reach this point. Root 18 means this is just more than 4 seconds. Now, this let me take it as t1. So, what is the velocity? This is before first rebounds, before the first rebounds. Now, what is the velocity? Root over 2g h max. How we got this value? Let me use the formula. V square minus V naught square is equal to 2ax. The final velocity V square initial velocity 0 square is equal to g positive because it is coming down and x is h max. So, this is V1 square is equal to 2 into 10 into 90. So, 92s are 18. So, this is 1800. So, V1 is equal to root 1800 meter per second. So, this is the velocity or the speed of the body just before striking the floor. So, this is 42.42 and this value is 4.24 seconds. But I need to find out the speed time relation till 12 seconds. So, it is taking nearly 4.2 seconds. Afterwards, the body is going up. So, what is the time taken in the after first rebounds? After first rebounds, so it will take some time to reach the maximum height. No, maximum height is initially 90. Now, after losing velocity, it will not reach the same point. It will reach a point less than that one. So, what is the h2 here? That is second height, which is given by v naught square by 2g. What is v naught? That is v1 only. No, sorry. Here v1 is 442.2. So, what is v2? v2 is given by v1 minus v1 by 10, that is 9 by 10 v1. So, v2 is given by 9 by 10 42.42. So, this will be 9 into 4.242. So, that is the velocity. Now, after squaring this one here you will get v naught square is the second velocity with which the body is going up, that is v2 square by 2 into 10. So, what is v2? That is 9 into 4.242 whole square by 20. So, here the maximum height reached in the second case is going by 72.9 meters. Now, what is the time taken by this body to reach from here to here? So, this I will take it as T2, which is also given by 2h2 by g. This is 2 into 72.9 by, this will be g 10. So, this is 72.9 means 72 into 2, 144, 145.8 by 10 under root. This will be 14.58 under root. So, what is this time? This time is given by 14.58. So, 14 point root of 14.58 is given by 3.818, 3.818 seconds. Remember students, you can use a calculator while solving these problems in PUC, but in competitive exams you cannot use a calculator. Please remember this one. For PUC you can use calculator, but for NEET as well as JEE including CET, you are not allowed to use calculator. So, to solve these problems you can use calculator in PUC. That is why I am using calculator in this case. Now, while coming down the time taken is 4.2, while going up the time taken is 3.8. So, T1 is equal to 4.24, T2 is equal to 3.81 or nearly 8.2. So, if you add these two, this is 7 around 8 seconds, but I need to find out up to 12 seconds. Now, that means I need to consider the second rebounds also. For second, just before second rebounds, here the velocity is 0 and here what is the velocity V3, here I am let me write V3, V3 is equal to, directly I am writing same expression, Vt is equal to root 2g h. So, this is root 2g h2. So, V3 is equal to root over 2 into 10 into, what is the height it reached here? Height reached is equal to 72.9. So, it is falling from the same height 72.9. So, V3 is given by, this is 20 into 72.9. So, now 20 into 72.9, this is 1458. So, V3 is equal to 1458 under root. So, this is given by under root, this is a 12.07 meter per second. Problem number 7, when a body is projected vertically up, it reaches a maximum height h. What will be its velocity at half of the maximum height? Solution, this is the ground level, a body is projected vertically up, it reaches a maximum height h. So, what is the maximum height here? H max is equal to given as small h. What will be its velocity at half of the maximum height? Here, what is the velocity here? What is the velocity here at half of the maximum height? So, this is h by 2. Now, here when a body is pushed vertically up, it reaches maximum height h, what will be the velocity? But here vertically up with V naught, with a velocity V naught. So, if you know this velocity, it is easy to find out this velocity. Now, how to find this one? Here we have two cases. In the first case, when the body is thrown with a velocity V naught, it is reaching maximum height. But in the second case, from here to here, while going up, acceleration is always negative. Now, let me take only these 2 points. So, this is a initial velocity in this case, initial velocity V naught is equal to V naught, actually here printing mistake. Then final velocity at h by 2 height V, that we are finding. The acceleration already minus g, and what is the displacement here from A to B. I am not taking the points here, only A to B. So, the displacement is given by x is equal to h by 2. Now, you see this V naught V x this A, you can connect all these physical quantities with one formula, that is V square minus V naught square is equal to 2ax. You won't get idea for the first time, but if you solve more number of problems and if you get the complete grip on the PUC theory based points, then you can solve these problems easily. So, now the final velocity I am finding, the initial velocity V naught square, this is 2, A is equal to minus g, and this is h by 2, that is maximum height by 2. So, V square minus V naught square is equal minus 2g h by 2, 2 to get cancelled. V square minus V naught square is equal to minus g. What is this h max? We know that whenever a body is thrown with velocity V naught, the maximum height reached by this body will be V naught square by 2g. So, this will be V naught square by 2g, g get cancelled. So, this is V square is equal, this will go that side, this is V naught square minus V naught square by 2. So, V square is equal to 2 V naught square minus V naught square, that is V naught square by 2. So, the velocity at this point B is given by V naught by root 2. This is very, very important for PUC as well as competitive exams. Problem number 8. A stone is thrown vertically upwards with an initial velocity u and from the top of a tower reaches the ground with a velocity 3u. Find the height of the tower. So, let me take one tower here. This is the tower. A body is thrown vertically upwards. From here a body is thrown vertically upwards. This velocity is u. So, it is going up and then it is falling down. While striking the ground, this is ground level, the velocity is found to be 3u. So, it is reaching the ground with a velocity u. What is the height of the tower? I need height of the tower, that is h question mark. Now, here if you take this velocity while going up u, while coming down u. Here velocity u, this is less than u, and here this will become 0, but while coming up in the same level the velocity will be u only. But the only difference is while going up velocity is positive, while coming down velocity is negative. But if you consider only the magnitude, this will be u, this is 3u. Now, so the velocity here is u, here 2u, and here let us say this is u by 2, here also this will be u by 2, and if it is this is u by 7, this will be u by 7. That means the velocity of a body while going up is exactly equal and opposite to the velocity of the same body at the same point while coming down, but the only difference is if it is positive, this is negative. That we will learn in JEE as well as NEET synopsis. But just remember this one, while going up velocity u, while coming down velocity u. Now, let me take only these 2 points A and B. So, now if you write this one, at A velocity, that is initial velocity at A is given by u, at A. Now, final velocity at B, that is v is equal to 3u. Now, here from A to B body is coming down. So, the acceleration is plus g, and they are asking to find out the height of the tower, that is h. So, that is nothing but the displacement between A and B. Displacement h is equal to question mark or x is equal to question mark. Once again v square minus v naught square is equal to 2ax, here x is equal to h. So, v square minus v naught square is equal to 2ax. The final velocity 3u square, the initial velocity u square, 2 while coming down acceleration is positive, and x is the h, x is the displacement h. So, this is the 9u square minus u square, this is 8u square is equal to 2gh, these two get cancelled, and h is equal to 4u square by g. So, this is the height of the tower in terms of the velocities given in this problem. Number 9, here it is a big problem. There are 2 trains A and B of length 400 meters each are moving in 2 parallel tracks with a uniform speed of 72. That means both trains have same speed 72 km per hour in the same direction with A ahead of B. It means A is ahead of B. So, B is behind A. Now, the driver B, this is B, decides to overtake A and accelerates by 1 meter per second square. If after 50 seconds, the guard of B just brushes past the driver of A, what was the original distance between them? See the diagram, because diagram is most important in this problem. Now, this is a train A, train A. So, this is moving in this direction. Now, train B is behind this one. Remember, the length of both trains are equal to 400 meters only. So, this is train B. Now, both are traveling parallel with the velocity of this train is being Vb is equal 72 kmph, and VA is equal, this is also 72 kmph. So, the velocities are given. So, now train B wants to overtake train A. So, this is train A. Because this is behind this one, he overtakes this. Due to this, he gave some acceleration to the engine. That is why after 50 seconds of traveling, let us say this is the first track, this is the second track. After 50 seconds, it is found that the guard of train B, the guard of train B just brushes past the driver of A. So, here I am going to draw this one. This is train B, and where is the train A? This is the guard, this is the guard. So, let me take this as G, and this is a train A. So, this is the driver of train A. So, guard just brushes past the driver of train A. So, this is the given situation. As I told earlier, while you are showing the object for the first time, use thick lines. The same object you have to use the dotted lines. Here also I am using the same method here. So, this is the diagram related to this problem. Now, they are asking what is the original distance between them. That means, driver of A to the guard of B. So, they are asking this distance, the distance, original distance between these two. So, this let me take it as x. So, I am finding this x value. Here, the velocity of train A as well as velocity of train B is given as 72 kmph. So, this I can write 72 into kilometer means I need to convert it into meter, that is 1000. Hour means 3600. This is seconds meters. So, this is 5 by 18. This is 18 force. This is 20 meter per second. That means, velocity of train A is 20 meter per second, and velocity of train B also 20 meter per second. This is given in kilometer per hour, but in SI system we need to measure in meter per second. Then, what is the length of this train A? This length of train A 400 meters, length of train B also 400 meters. Then, what is the distance travelled by the driver of this train in 50 seconds? Because after 50 seconds, the guard is brushing past the driver. So, now let me find out displacement of train A in 50 seconds is given by. So, x A, that is displacement of A, is given by V naught A t plus half A t square. This is the formula. So, displacement of train A in 50 seconds. What is the initial velocity? Here, the train A is not accelerating at all. It is continuously moving with the uniform velocity 20 meter per second. So, the initial velocity was 20 and the time is equal to 50 plus the acceleration is 0. This will become 0. So, this will be 1000 meters. The velocity is 20, time is 50. So, it will travel 1000 meters. So, in the diagram I can show this as 1000 meters from driver to driver distance. This is driver, this is driver. So, driver to driver distance is 1000 meters. Now, what is the displacement of train B in 50 seconds? This is xb, which is given by same formula I am writing V naught bt plus half a t square. So, displacement of train B is given by the initial velocity of this train was 20 into the time of travel is 50 plus now, but the second train is accelerating with an acceleration of 1 meter per second square. So, let me write this half into 1 into 50 square. So, displacement of train B is given by this is 1000 This is a 2500 by 2, that is a 1250. So, total 2250 meters. So, the displacement of the first train is 1000 meters only in 50 seconds, but the displacement of second train is 2250. So, this is also, let me take from driver to driver, that is a driver. Here this 2250 meters is driver to driver position or guard to guard position, both are same. So, now let me take guard to guard, that is guard position in the first case to the guard position in second case. This is 2250 meters. So, this is the displacement of the second train. Now, you see this diagram. In this diagram, you can see that this 2250 is equal to the sum of this and this. So, now based on the diagram, now I am going to solve this problem. From the diagram, this is equation 1, this is equation 2. From the diagram, let me take the distances as well as the length of these trains. From guard to driver distance x, and from driver to driver distance here 1000, but x plus 1000, this is x plus 1000 is equal to 2250. So, from the diagram, this from here to here, this is x plus from there to there 1000 is equal 2250. So, what is the x? Where x is the distance between the driver of the train A to the guard of train B, which is given by 1250 meters. So, this is the final answer. Problem number 10. A stone is dropped from the top of a tower. This is ground level. This is the tower. A stone is dropped here. Dropped means initial velocity is always 0. It is falling freely. A is equal to plus g. Now, it covered 24.5 meters in its last second of its fall. That means it took some seconds, 1 second, 2 seconds like that. In the last second, it covered 24.5 meters. So, what is the time of fall and what is the height of the tower? Now, in this problem, the displacement in the last second is given. The displacement in the first second, second second, fourth second or nth second is given by, we have this formula x mth is equal to v naught plus a into n minus half. So, this is given as 24.5 is equal, the initial velocity is 0, this is 9.8 n minus half. So, now this will become 24.5 by 9.8 is equal to n minus half. So, it is clear that this is equal to 2.5. So, n minus half is equal to 2.5, n is equal to 3 seconds. That means, this is the third second. So, what is the time of fall here? 3 seconds. So, time of fall, that means it took 3 seconds to reach the ground. Time of fall is equal to 3 seconds. Now, second part, height of the tower. If you know the time taken by a freely falling body to reach the point, you can find the displacement here. The displacement of this body is nothing but the height of this tower here. So, here let me take h is equal to v naught t plus half a t square. Here I am taking h, that is height of tower. Actually, this is the vertical displacement x. So, h is given by, the initial velocity is 0, half into 9.8 into 3 square. So, this is h is equal to, these to get cancelled, 4.9 into 9. So, h is equal to 5 nines, 45. This will be 44.1 meter.